He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहं ब्रह्मास्मि। Good morning, everyone, and good evening to the people from the other side of the world. So here we are with another, what you can say is a session that's quite intriguing, yet less known, and much more than that, less spoken. So today we are going to talk about something that you use on a daily basis without knowing it. भाषा का प्रयोग, शब्दों का प्रयोग हर कोई करता है. Every one of us uses language and words. But what is the secret behind the language and the words? And if you trace back to time, today we are going to go through that. It will take, I can say, enormous attention or your full conscious effort towards to understand that. Although I will try to bring it in the most simplest of the ways, and then you will realize like how each word defines the creation itself. There can be not one, but multiple meditations within that as well. And then there can be multiple mantras as well. So when we are going to go through that, we absolutely ready. That's what I can say. And this, when I was thinking like how to start this off, then I could come to a conclusion that what name should I give it? So the name that came up is the Matrika Rahasya. So the secret of how each alphabet, each akshara of Sanskrit is a living pulse of Shiva and Shakti, and how the sound that took a form became the universe altogether. This session is going to be, you can say, to be a little poetic, mystical, yet it will be deeply logical as well. So choose to hear it through your ears, through your mind, through your heart, or you can choose to listen to it through your soul itself. You can sit and you can sit there as if you are listening it or hearing it online from me, or you can absolutely enter into a space where you are so merged and so available, so conscious of that space that you are learning this rahasya directly from the ultimate itself. So there are two ways of doing it. So you can listen from me, or you can listen from where all this started. Whichever way it is, whatever it is, be available to that, be receptive to that. Because I believe that's how this is going to be. Not just one session, this might again go into a series. So let's see how we can bring in those matrikas into your lives. So shall we begin? Okay. So as every story goes, like, before there was light, there was vibration. Before there was vibration, there was no creation. So before that vibration, there was a sound. And before the sound, there was Shiva. Still, infinite, silent. And when Shakti, the mother, moved within that silence, the first sound was born. And when I say like Shiva, as its name itself suggests, the one who is and who is not, the one जो है भी और नहीं भी. And that is why you can understand it in this way, that when there was nothing, it was still there, because its name suggests the same. It is and it is not. So in one way you can say it was there, and one way you can say it was not. शिवा, शायद दो अक्षर हैं, but the things that move with that name, I just tried my best to write it down. And yesterday when I was sitting and thinking like how to get it, bring it to you, And I came to this statement, Shiva, and then a statement arose within me that is saying that Shiva, कितना प्यारा नाम है ना? And then the next 3 minutes, what happened is now ready for you. So close your eyes and listen to every word what is being said. It's written in Hindi. I'll try to translate that in the English as well in the later part. But पहले इसे हिंदी में सुन लो एक बार, और हो सके तो अपने आप को रोक लेना. So it came this way like, शिवा, कितना प्यारा नाम है ना? ना कोई बंधन, ना कोई उलझन, मानो सारे दुनिया का दर्द इस एक नाम में आके खो जाता है. शिवा, कितना अचंभा होता है इस नाम को बस सुन लेने से. बरसों की थकान हटाकर चेहरे पे मुस्कान जगा देता है शिवा. मुसीबतों में वो दिखाई दे न दे, उसका होना मेरे हृदय के स्पंदन जैसा होता है. चाहे कोई भी बीमारी हो, वो धड़कना बंद ही नहीं करता. हाँ, रुला जरूर देता है उसकी दूरी, पर ये दूरी भी मेरी बनाई लगती है, क्योंकि उसकी आंखें तो बंद रहकर भी मुझे ही ढूंढती रहती हैं. पागल कह सकते हैं लोग हमें, पागल कह सकते हैं लोग हमें कि स्मशान में बैठने वाले से प्रेम कर बैठे. आखिर क्या मिलेगा हमें उसे प्रेम करके, ये पूछ सकते हैं दुनिया वाले. और मुस्कुरा के हम पूछते हैं, भाई, जहां पूरा जहां आपको छोड़ आता है, वो वहीं पे बैठ इंतजार करता है तुम्हारा. है ना सच्चा साथी शिवा? शिवा एक अनकही कहानी जो बस मेरे जीवन की धारा बन निरंतर बहती है. प्रयास यही है कि ये धारा किसी के काम आ जाए, बस हमें देख किसी के होठों पे उसका नाम आ जाए, उसी को याद कर जीवन की शाम आ जाए. शिवा 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 कहते कहते इस आत्मा को आराम आ जाए. शिवा, कितना प्यारा नाम है ना? That's what it is. Can you see, it is there and not there at the same time. So when there was nothing, it was there. And when we see everything, it is still there in it. इसीलिए शिव को पहला अक्षर कहा गया है, अ, कि जिससे पहले कुछ नहीं. नथिंग इज देयर बिफोर इट, एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स बियॉन्ड इट. उसके बाद सब कुछ आ जाता है. जिसके सामने अ लग जाता है, उससे पहले कुछ नहीं हो सकता. एंड दैट्स वेयर इट टॉक्स अबाउट the emotion that I call as Shiva. It's not just a name, it's an emotion, it's an expression, it's a way of being, it's a way of your breath, it's a way how you think, it's a way how you smile, it's a way how you perceive everything. It is the supreme consciousness that you are. It is the smile on the face of a child and the cry as well. It is the halahal and the amrit as well. Shiva, a beautiful name, isn't it? So, in whichever way, whatever way it appears in front of us or disappears in front of us, It's all his game. It's all its creation. It's all its drama. And it's all its conclusion as well. So with this name itself, I would like to proceed with this session now. Just by saying Shiva. कितना प्यारा नाम है ना? So now when Shakti moved within that Shiva, and now when I narrate every alphabet, you will actually see when and how Shakti appeared, when and how processes started moving, how the elements got created. So this is what the secret of the alphabets is all about. Ki the words, the alphabets that we look at are not just words or alphabets. How they create worlds is going to be revealed now. So today, let us enter into that very mystery where every sound is a goddess. Every vibration is going to be a absolute divine consciousness that we can look into. And every akshara, every letter is a Matrika, the mother of all creation. So before diving into that, please close your eyes and let's chant Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. And now 3 times. Om Hreem Namah. Om Hreem Namah. Om Hreem Namah. And now from here on, you can choose to open your eyes or choose to close your eyes and just allow yourself to get marinated absolutely in that form, that name, that creation, that wisdom. So as it is said, when the universe was nothing but silence, when even time was not born, when there was no light, no shadow, no sky, no you, no me, there existed only that stillness, Shiva. And then from the depths of that stillness, a vibration arose, a soundless sound. That was the pulse of creation. That was the first akshara, the first matrika. Now let us see how the birth of sound and birth of creation came into existence. When the universe was unmanifested, Shiva rested in Nirakara. In the Nirakara Swarupa, which is beyond form, beyond sound, beyond perseverance, beyond perception. Then arose Adi Shakti. The first movement, a tremor in the infinite stillness. From that tremor came the first sound, the breath of creation. And we will see as A expanded, as the expanded into A, the Shakti bloomed. The akara became the desire, which turned itself into E. Then the U became the womb where creation took shape. And then from A to Aha, existence itself sang itself into being. So we are going to step into that journey now. And our rishis call these sounds the matrikas. They are not mere alphabets that you write on a board, but they are the swarupas of the Devi herself, each holding a power of infinite universes. Each syllable, each alphabet that you speak, every letter you write in Sanskrit, it is not a lifeless symbol, it is alive. Each akshara is a Devi and a Matrika, a mother who gives birth to realities. In the agamas and the tantras, they declare it as Aksharam Paramam Brahmam. That means like each syllable, each akshara is the supreme consciousness itself. And these matrikas that we count 50 in all are the secret code of the universe and creation. These are like the petals of the Sahasrara chakra, each shining with a letter, each vibrating with a universe. And when we speak them with awareness, when you are completely aware of the alphabets that you speak or you express, you are not just saying a word, you are actually chanting. And when you are chanting those words with complete consciousness, you are awakening worlds. Who knows how far or how close? Yet with each alphabets being uttered, it creates a world of its own. So when we know like this is the importance of the matrikas, let us now jump into the journey from silence to sound. We all know like creation begins when Shiva, the unmanifested unites with Shakti, with an akara to that. That manifestation becomes From their embrace, when they come together, unfolded the cosmic grammar, the living language of existence completely. And now you learn this language, learn this alphabet, not just as a student, but as a seeker of the infinite knowledge that is available for all of us. And now we start with the alphabets or the मात्रिकास. उसमें भी फिर स्वर है, व्यंजन है, so consonants, vowels, so all those things are there, and we will see like how each word plays a role in creation. Okay, so starting with again with which is nothing else but Shiva, the unmanifested source, with which in its presence thereafter everything followed. Is the sound we all know that arises absolutely effortlessly from your throat. You can try doing that by just saying, with an open mouth, you just chant out, And you will see like it absolutely comes simply to each and every one of us. Even you might have seen the ones, those who cannot speak, they can still say And actually, if you listen, the most or majority of the time they use that word only. So can you see? Shiva is an alphabet that even the one who cannot speak speaks. That is the power of that word. So that word, that alphabet, that effortlessly travels from us, from our throat. And it is the stillness before movement. Because any other alphabet that you say, it comes as uh, it does not need any movement of your tongue, it does not need any support. But thereafter, whatever you say, it will come with a vibrational frequency that needs movement of some or other thing in duality. So the itself is considered in the agamas as the Sadashiva, the I am before I become. And this is the seed of all the creation. So before sound, there was before time, there was Shiva. And when you breathe you return home. Because the universe began not with a bang, but with a whisper. Now close your eyes and chant this word for 3 times by saying Do it elaborately with a sound. Because beyond that, once you complete this saying it in 3 words and 3 times repeating that, the meditation will kick in. So let's begin together. Now sit silently with your eyes closed and that still vibrating within you. Feel the vibration of that alphabet from the tip of your lips to the core of yourself. It's a subtle vibration. And once you can feel that vibration, we will dive into a silent meditation of nothingness, yet of pure awareness. Think and now imagine. Imagine anything and everything that you ever desired, that you have ever thought of, all that you have held close to your heart. Think of all that. Think of all that means this world to you. All that you think that you are nothing without it. Think about all those. Take your time and think of all the things that are important to you. Each and everything, without which you feel incomplete. Think of all the worldly things. Think of your responsibilities. Think of your work. Think of what you want to achieve or what you have achieved. Think of everything that you can. And as you are thinking of all of this, use the power of your imagination and bring all those things as if they are alive in your imagination. Imagine the smile, imagine the sorrows, imagine the dreams, even imagine the nightmares. Imagine your life, imagine your death, and make it as lively, as real, as colorful as possible, and just absolutely get surrounded by them. Absolutely immersed into them. Absolutely marinated in them. Make it as clear as possible and as close to you as possible. I want you to feel all that as real. And when all of these things are happening within you, when you are completely surrounded by all the things that you need, ask, or desire for, or you have a fear of losing, when you are absolutely entangled in all these desires and wishes and prayers and wants and desires, when all of these things are all surrounded by you, you are absolutely bound by them. In that moment, call out Shiva and drop. Drop everything at once and experience the absolute nothingness. And now jump into that nothingness and sit there quietly. Still silent. listening to the silence, awakening into the silence. Being present to the silent or the silence. And when there is absolute silence, you slowly raise your chin a little bit up and make the sound. And then breathe in completely this air that is so filled with that energy of creation. Fill your heart, your lungs to your belly. And once you are filled with that energy, chant Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And in a Bij mantra way, you can now chant Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Then again become silent, allowing that word to absolutely move within you. That vibration vibrating in you. And now you have experienced the stillness before motion and the silence before sound. Because when you chant you touch the point which is coming from before the creation itself, the pure consciousness, the consciousness of Shiva. Now what you will do is you will just chant the word Shiva for 7 times, but that depth of that sound should come from your navel point. आपके नाभि से वो स्वर स्पंदित होके शिव का नाम निकलना चाहिए. शिवा 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 Shiva. Then again, silence. absolute silence again. And while you are absolutely silent, you will see that still the vibration continues within it, which brings the akara to the shabda, and then the becomes ah. Now that vibration, that frequency that runs within you, in your silence, despite you saying anything, the vibration, the subtle frequency that is within you is nothing else the second alphabet of the Matrika. When Devi is creating that vibration in the silent Shiva. And then that alphabet becomes ah. Is the same sound are both connected. But when the is elaborated further, it becomes ah. And you must be realizing this is when the stillness is actually desiring to express itself. Just like as you are sitting quietly without any sound, but still that subtle vibration is there within you, as if it is trying to find its expression. That is exactly what the now awakens the akara into that, and it becomes ah. And this is what is called as prakasha, the signing forth of consciousness, the womb that holds the entire creation. In the Rudra Yamarla Tantra, it is said, A is the womb where A desires to know itself. That means Shakti is the self, is the space where Shiva is trying to express itself to know itself. So that becomes the playground of the second alphabet. You can call it as it is the first dance of Shakti and Shiva. The very first dance. Because A is the shy of the cosmos, where awareness wishes to know itself. Just like the subtle curiosity within you, what is coming next? What is going to happen next? Shall I open my eyes? Shall I keep them closed? And that's where that desire that we are speaking of, that is the movement that moves everything. And that's where the silence started dancing in a frequency. And when you are there, absolutely vibrating between the two alphabets, and A, let's drop one more meditation into that. So you just don't get wet, you absolutely get drenched in it. Now, this is going to be a very typical method of doing meditation, but do it as I guide you. Feel your breath extend. Extend your breath as far as possible. Because when you inhale, inhale And when you exhale, exhale ah. So what you have to do is, now you will continue to inhale and you will exhale ah. So with every breath you say with every breath out you can say even though you don't open your mouth and you just experience the coming as a breath within and as the breath going out. Just continue to inhale and exhale with these two alphabets. And now feel the as deep as your core, as deep as you can take it. The shabda, the sound should reach to your core. And you should throw it as far as your thoughts can travel. You go to your core. You go to as far as you can go. It's like a throbbing, coming in, touching a base, going out, coming in, Shiva. You stop and then you go back again. So from the core to the maximum thought that I can think of. Because this is where you will realize from Bindu Akara to the Sunya Nirakara. That's the travel. But breathe. Breathe in Shiva. Breathe out Shakti. And while breathing in Shiva and breathing out Shakti, observe their dance. How they both are bringing the inner world and the outer world alive. Feel alive like never before. Feel death like never before. Experience all the sounds like never before. And experience silence like never before. And now softly chant So we'll chant and together. May that two words become the most advanced meditative space for you. And when you are doing this sound of and fill yourself in that silence now. And once you have experienced the silence, now listen to the words that is all around you, surrounding you, including my voice. So now awake into creation and wake up into this creation now. And once you come into this space, you might have known how the Shakti is awakening within us. That there was nothing, then there was a sound, and when that sound found its manifestation, you open your eyes and you see this creation. It's just like Shiva was sitting with the eyes closed. Then the frequency appeared as the Adi Shakti. Then they both created the world. And that's how you come to understand these words. So, whether you can sit and chant it with your closed eyes or with your open eyes, please chant with me. Om Ang Shring Hring Parashakte Namah. Om Ang Shring Hring Parashakte Namah. Om Ang Shring Hring Parashakte Namah. A is the expansion of the movement of energy. Shakti awakens and stretches the cosmos open. Then comes E. A was Shiva. A was the vibration that started moving in it. Then comes the E. E, or the word that you called as Ichha Shakti. Ikarena Ichha. And when this comes, the Devi is also known as Bhairavi. Shiva, Adi Shakti, Bhairavi. So A, E. And now when this Ichha Shakti desire appears within us, just like when you are sitting in silence, you first feel the vibration within you, then a thought comes within you, and that thought becomes your desire whether I should open my eyes, sit with closed eyes. Shall I do this or do that? Is it happening within you or it is just a story somewhere else? And when you logically, that's what I said, no, it is going to be a logical way of learning the thing. And when you actually allow that to happen and you observe how things were there, Sitting silently, vibration begins, thought appears, and thereafter the Ichha Shakti is something that is manifested. So the E becomes the Ichha Shakti or the Bhairavi, which is the power of the intent or the intention. And you know what Bhairavi said? Bhairavi said, if Shiva wants to experience himself in Akara, what did I use the word? Akara. That means the Nirakara started having a shape and form. That became Akara. That became next. What that happened? Okay, if Shiva wants to experience it, that Ichha become the Bhairavi, and that Ichha Shakti said, so be it. If this is what Shiva has extended himself into Shakti and he wants to experience, that is the Ichha Shakti of Shiva, then so be it. And she simply said, let there be. And thereafter, with that, creation began, not with a command from anyone, but with a longing, the pure will to experience itself. Because from existence arose desire, E, the divine will moved into the further extension of that, becoming E, which is the joy of that desire fulfilled. Ichha, when converted into elongated form from E to E, that became Ishvara. What is Ishvara? Shwara means a tone, a rhythm. So the E that was a Ichha turned into a Swara, a elongated form of that, and it became a Swara, and from the Swara created the Vyanjana and the consonants and the vowels. Are you seeing like how nothing was there? One movement appeared. From that movement appeared the Ichha Shakti, and the Ichha Shakti now created the Ishvara, because now the Ishvara will sit and create everything thereafter. Are you seeing the manifestation of every alphabet going into action? And that is where it is said, you all also are longing something, right? Because you are not commanding, you are not demanding to know something, but you are longing to become something. And now you know why you are longing to have the divine experience again. It is nothing else, but it is the desire that was the divine will. And the Ikara is the Ishvara, means when you meet with the Ishvara, your Ichha disappears, and that's where you experience that happiness within you. पूर्णता का एहसास हो जाना. जिस समय इच्छा है और वो इच्छा की पूर्ति होती है, वो इच्छा की पूर्ति होने से जो शांति या आनंद का एहसास होता है वो है ई. सो इच्छा बिकेम ईश्वर. And now let's keep on manifesting manifold, like folding it further. Because here the secret of Ikara is the Ichha or the desire. The first desire of God was not to create something, it was to experience itself. And can you see you are actually moving from the opposite direction? You had lot of Ichha to have so many things, and now all those Ichhas are going away, and the only thing that is left with you is you want to experience yourself, your true form. Can you see how from Shunyata the creation will appear, and from that creation everything will again merge back into Shunyata. So when we know all the alphabets, you will see how creation is manifesting itself into complete creation, and how dissolution happens completely again. And that's how the circle of the entire creation will go: creation, sustenance, and destruction. And that's how you are going through that now. And that's where it was to experience itself. And that's why anyone who goes into the path of bhakti or into the path of spirituality, they don't want to experience anything else but to experience either the divine or their true self. So now let's chant that mantra as well. Om Ing Aing Saraswatyai Namah. अब ई सरस्वती की तरफ बढ़ रहा है. Why? Because Brahma needed knowledge to create. So here, along with the ikara comes the am shabda. And slowly that word will manifest in the later half. And that's where everything is coming into play. So chant with me. Om Ing Aing Saraswatyai Namah. Om Ing Aing Saraswatyai Namah. Om Ing Aing Saraswatyai Namah. So E क्या हो गया यहाँ पे? E is the divine desire, the will to create. And you remember, when the heart desires truth, creation will begin. And then we move to the E, the elongated or the fulfillment of the desire. How does the fulfillment of the desire happens? When the desire becomes aware of its own bliss. इसका मतलब समझाता हूं आपको. Like, let me narrate it. What does that mean? I said, when the desire becomes aware of its own bliss, it becomes E. That means when you want to achieve something, but after achieving that, you came to realize that that happiness was not in that object, but that happiness was already within me. This just became a source, again a pointer pointing that that happiness is within you. Now you are becoming aware, you are becoming conscious that ichha to thi, that ichha was taking me away. But where is the happiness happening? Is within you. That means how far you run, the happiness will still be within you only. That's the consciousness of Ichha. So can you see, they are both moving like a chessboard, going ahead, coming back, going ahead, coming back, going ahead, coming back. They will keep on doing this to a certain time, and thereafter they will release it completely into the world. And now it's a go into the world and play. Just like a parent having a child. They'll leave it a little bit, hold it a little bit, leave it a little bit, hold a little bit. And then when it continues to a certain time, when the kid grows up, what they do? They allow it to go to the world. देखना उसी तरीके से संसार को वैसे ही छोड़ दिया गया है. When the consciousness came into such a space where it was absolutely available to do the things on its own, everything was moved out. Shall I continue? Then when I say, like, when the desire becomes aware of its own bliss, it matures into E. And the E, I'll tell you a very funny thing. जब आपका फोटो लेने के लिए लोग कहते हैं, आपको क्या कहते हैं? Say cheese. Now you know from where that E is coming from. The moment you say E, automatically your teeth will join and your face will widen up and you will smile. Try that. E. वही कहते हैं ना, E. Can you see how this alphabet is actually embedded within us? And that's why it is said, when Shiva only said E, it was a desire, and then the Devi started smiling, said E, and when Devi smiled, you also smile. And that became the Ekara. And from that matureness of that E, when it smiled, the smile of that goddess became Tripura Sundari. What is the last word in that? Sundari. Can you see how the manifestation unfolds? And when the Devi smiles, can you say E and smile like the Devi now? Try, try saying E and not smile. कोशिश करके देख लो एक बार. Say E and don't smile. Even if you try to be serious, that movement will be there and you will automatically start laughing because it is not you, it is your core design. इसे कहते हैं, it's not just a hardware, it's embedded in your software as well. The moment you say E, you will smile because that's where the goddess smiled for the first time. And now just imagine Shiva is wishing and Devi is smiling, saying that, okay, done. And then what would you say? Like, look at the face of the goddess when she is smiling, and what would you say? Prasanna Vadanam, Saubhagyada Bhagyadam, Hastabhyam Abhayapradam Maniganai, Nana Vidhai Bhushitam. And this will now carry you not towards needs, but towards joy within your own self. And now you can play both the roles of Shiva and Shakti, E saying desire and E saying the happiness within the desire. जब इच्छा की पूर्ति होती है तो आपको आनंदित हो जाते हो. होते हो नहीं होते हो? होते हो ना? So let's do that. Let's play this game of E and E, 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 the both the words E. Close your eyes and now let's play with those two words so that you feel Shiva and Shakti in a very different way. One way I am desiring, the other way you are saying let it be. Then you say E, E. At the moment you say E, you will by default you will laugh like crazy. And then you will see how creation is called a play, not a disaster. So chant that between you and you will start feeling. And if you do it in a rhythmic way, that itself becomes another. And that creates the Sabda Brahma. Can you, if you just only chant these two words, within few seconds, you cannot be angry, you cannot be sad, you cannot be depressed. Try this out if you want. But if you have to do it with playfulness, and if you do that, automatically we'll see, we'll start smiling. So let's try that. Close our eyes. Let's play a little bit. The game, you have been playing a lot of games today. Let's play today the E game. Like the Shiva and the Shakti, the game. E. Now you can give it a rhythmic tone to that and a song would automatically manifest. Like E. E. That's where if you become like a child and you create the sounds in different varieties of ways, it will automatically, if you do it for 4 or 5 times, just stop and you see what happens behind your head. It will feel like your aura is growing all around you. Try that. You will absolutely feel something different happening behind you. आपका जो सर का पिछला भाग है ना, वहां पे देखना कुछ होने लगेगा. It will, something will happen like a light burst, or it can just be a heat produced, or it could be something like you don't see it, but it is just expanding. Can you see how every alphabet creates a magic? So whenever you are sad, now you can open your eyes, you know the secret now. So whenever you are sad, what game should you play? The EE game. And I think like this game should be taught to all the kids, especially like you. Because kids have a lot of games to play. We have all the dramas. So we should be given some kind of games to be played, matured ones, right? Much matured game. Now just do this in front of your kids and they will just say, they will look at you and they'll laugh. And you see the magic of this. If you do that, the one who sees you, they will also laugh. बोले, ये क्या पागलपन है? And then ask them, just try with me and let's see if you don't become that. Magical, right? And that's what I say. Every way, every alphabet will become that playfulness where you now, everything in this creation is a rhythm. Everything has a vibration. Everything is dancing in a certain way. So when you do this sound of e, just like Shiva Guruji's grandson is smiling by listening to the same words, they say e. And that's how you know, like even kids will smile. Even anyone who does that will keep on smiling. Got the secret now? So जब दुखी हो तो क्या करना है? ई करना है. And then not just do that with like an alphabet, but as if Shiva and Shakti are playing. One is trying to know what is happening, the other is saying, let it be a playful way of knowing yourself. So that was the word E से E तक का रास्ता. Because E is also something pretty typical. E is the source of knowledge. Ishwariya Vidya. So that becomes the alphabet where the knowledge also appears. And that's why यहाँ पे जो मंत्र आता है ई के साथ, प्लीज क्लोज योर आइज एंड जस्ट चैंट दिस मंत्र. ओम ईं ह्रीं क्लीं ब्रह्म विद्याय नमः. Now it is awakening the Brahma Vidya through the Bija mantras now. And if you look at that, there is a Bija mantra of Om, Eeng, and then comes Ring, then comes Kling, then comes Brahma Vidyaya Nama. In this, there are two alphabets, those are related to Kali. Why? Because she will cut down on the ignorance and the pure knowledge would appear. And that's why when you are doing this Brahma Vidya mantra, the Brahma Vidya mantra has all these alphabets into that, ingrained into that. So that's how if you chant those mantra, you will have relief from the ignorance. I am a bit skeptical to say all these mantras because at one go you will get 50 mantras and more. पर करोगे क्या इतने सारे मंत्रों का? इसीलिए हमने आपको ई सिखाया है, वो कर लो. And then, because when the knowledge comes, the awareness will take a form now. The sound E lengthens itself as the continuity of the consciousness. And when you actually sit and chant that E for a longer time, you will feel that the vibrations always happen from here and above. कहां से आया? आ ई कहने से आप इट विल नॉट फील विद इन यू, इट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर एंड अबव, because now we were talking about creative process which comes from the navel point, and then we are talking of the e. Now the creation is manifesting, buddhi ki zarurat hai, now the sound comes from above. Can you see how your body is actually designed with all those words? So now the word goes as the e kara. Then e moves to the alphabet u. The Gnana Sakti, the knowledge that began with E as a consciousness, now takes a knowing force. एक force बन जाता है वो. The sound oo. Oo is the sound that rises upwards again. Awareness expanding into knowledge. And this Ukara is nothing else but the Vishnu Tattva. Can you see the U coming at Vishnu? Now there is nothingness. Nothingness has movement. Movement has desire. Desire said, if this is fulfilled, you will be so happy. Then comes the creator, the knowledge, and now the sustainer is moving in how the world, the creation has come into existence. So now the Vishnu Tattva comes into play, the preserver, the intelligence, and the brilliance of balance, that I can say. The one who can manage both the sides of creation. But there was nothingness, now there is a creation. He is the one in between, balancing both. And that's why he is neither asleep nor awake. ना वो निद्रा में है, ना ही वो योग में है, इसलिए वो योग निद्रा में है. Means not completely aware, not completely asleep, not fully conscious, not unconscious as well. He is the balance between both these avasthas. So it is just like when you are sitting to do a meditation and you are sitting there and you're meditating. In that moment, when you are neither completely into the meditation, neither you are sleeping, the space that is creating that balance in between, that's what is the space we call as Vishnu. Are you realizing that? How these things are there? Then we will move to the Wu rises where A sleeps. Means ऊकार तभी से शुरू होगा जब अकार सो जाएगा. अवेयरनेस बिकमिंग नोइंग. इसीलिए जब आप ओम कहते हो, कई सारे लोग आपको कहते हैं ऊ. So can you see the creation, nothingness, preserver, and then will come the destroyer as well. अवाया ऊ. इसीलिए कहते हैं कि हम जो ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश तीनों ओम में बैठे. So this is how you will see like how it is actually working there. So here Vishnu is the one who is actually maintaining everything. U will arise when A sleeps. Awareness becoming knowing. Now what has happened to the desire? The desire moves into knowledge. And ultimately, the knowledge will slowly move into action as the Rukara. And when Ukara moves to Rukara, it will become the creation. अब धीरे धीरे manifestation को आ रहा है चीजें in the creation of this world that we are in. Okay. So when awareness learns to move, it becomes the universe. मानो जैसे आपके अंदर एक विचार है. There is a thought. And that thought has become a ichha. Means now you keep on having so many thoughts in your mind. But very few of those will become a ichha, a desire. When the desire comes into play and it becomes intense desire, E was ichha, becomes intense, elongated. You have a strong desire. What do? You take action. That is the rukara that will come into play now. And slowly, whatever you are experiencing is exactly the way the manifestation has happened. So now, the U, when it moves, it will create the universe. Now, do one thing. Chant the ukara and tell me whether it is coming from the throat and above or it is coming from the navel and above. एक बार करके देखो. Ooh. Where is it coming from? There is actually no connection here in the navel point. It's all above from here and there, up. Deepika ji, it will be if we take it deeper and try to connect with that. But if you say the word who, just try that saying the word who, you will see every vibration will be vibrating everywhere in our body. But when you say a particular word, it starts somewhere. So who is something that you will most probably see like it is coming from here only. Okay. How do you create your world? How do you tell people what you want? Not by just throwing apples at them. You say. So the ukara is now the way of expressing that knowledge coming into play. And at the same time, U is the womb of Shakti. And here, there comes the goddess again in another form. Close your eyes and chant Om Umay Namah. Om Umay Namah. Now, consciousness becomes nurturing. जब भी आप माँ के स्वरूप को देखो या विष्णु के स्वरूप को देखो, these are both nurturing in nature. ये ध्यान रखने वाले हैं, ये केयर करने वाले हैं, isn't it? So whenever you see this U manifestation, it will always have that kind of connectivity and that nurturing nature, because U is the womb that shelters creation. And when you get hurt, what is the first sound comes to you? It can be Uima to Uma. But the U is the word that comes even before Ma. Because she is the Adima, the Adimata. So when you are even in pain, do you realize you actually remembered both the mother that you have here and the Adi Shakti that you don't even know now. But despite that, the Jiva calls out their name even without knowing any mantra, even without knowing any tantra, even without knowing how to please her, even without knowing anything, even not knowing the meaning of that, still it makes that sound. Who gave you that sound then? You learnt it in the school. The school said, okay, whenever you get hurt, you say Uma. But when you say Uma, you also call on the Adi Shakti's name, Uma. You realize you recall mother even on those spaces without you realizing that. And that's how this entire game of Matrikas goes on and on and on. Then the U will elongate itself. U becomes U. And this U is like the wisdom returning home back. They are still going ahead and coming back, going ahead and coming back. The deeper tone, if you say as ooh, it will reflect the knowledge folding back to its source. I can give you a practical example now. Close your eyes, say ooh, and now elongate that as ooh, and you will see the vibrational frequency will travel like this and it will actually vibrate in your head. Chant that and stop, and you will see where the vibration is happening actually. It's like the rhythmic patterns traveling upwards like fire. Ooh, you said that and stop. You suddenly feel like, oh my God, something is going here. Yes, something will dive deep within you also. Heart के तरफ भी जाएगा, but that vibrational frequency जैसा होता है ना, it will slowly move upwards now. That is the power of that word ooh. Because ooh, that elongated ooh is the Guru Tattva. Vishnu, Guru. That Rukara comes into play now. Why it came in that way? Because that will provide realization that the knower and the known are one. गुरु तत्व क्या करता है? वो यही कहता है कि जो तू जानना चाहता है और जो तू है वो दोनों तू ही है. You both are the same. That's where this Guru Tattva comes into play. The Rukara, the Ukara that actually starts to merge into the Rukara now. You will see like slowly it will move, move, move. And U is also energy and vitality. अगर एनर्जी कम है आप में, if you are feeling low, is there a mantra for that? Yes, there is a mantra for that. क्योंकि अगर ऊकार अगर ऊर्जा के लिए है तो ऊकार का मंत्र हो सकता है. There can be an absolute mantra for that. Is that, shall I really tell you that? So that when you are slow down on some day, कुछ लोगों को यहाँ जरूरत नहीं है, but someday if somebody needs that, might be that will work for them. So close your eyes, hear to this mantra. Om Om Urjasatve Namah. Om Om Urjasvatve Namah. U carries life force in it. The urja, the vitality, the strength, and the continuity. So whenever you need urja, whenever you need that power, whenever you need that energy, so U will give you vitality, U will give you strength, U will give you continuity. In order to experience this particularly, what you can do is close your eyes, and if you can imagine a golden light that is going through your spine, and then you chant that word oo khali. Agar ookar ka jo elongated word hai, if you keep on chanting that as oo and imagining a golden light in your spine, within few moments you will see your all जो थकान होती है ना, you become a little, even now you can try, you have been sitting for a long time, close your eyes and do that ukara for might be 2-3 seconds, and when you stop you see how the vitality in your spine will rise. It gives you a absolutely new feeling altogether. The first thing that you do, close your eyes, imagine a golden light in your spine, and then you start chanting ooh, ooh, ooh. And now stop and feel what's happening in your body. Don't you feel like it is expanding? Like it's like it has created some space within you. That's what it does to you. Even if you are feeling sleepy, it will take it away. देख रहे हो, अभी हम सिर्फ इतने शब्द तक ही पहुंचे, ऊ तक. Shall I continue? Or you are happy with the E and the U itself? नहीं हो ना? That's what I say. You are created out of desire, and that desire will take you back home. You cannot be free of desires, but some desires will keep you here and some desires will take you there. So let's see what happens next. Then comes the Ru, the Kriya Shakti. Now, all that desire, all that wish, all that energy was there. Now it comes into action. The Ru Kara comes into play. The energy in action, or you are in complete motion now. When knowledge moves, creation begins. Now, here in true essence, the Ru as the manifested Brahma Tattva is appearing. The first movement of life, action guided by awareness, becomes the Rukara. When wisdom becomes motion, God becomes creation. It was just an idea. It was just a thought. It was just a ichha. And now you are putting that into action. अब क्या होता है, जो शब्द मतलब मुझे पता नहीं था ना कि ये कहाँ से आया, ये विचार मुझे कहाँ से आया, मुझे नहीं पता. और ये विचार के साथ ये इच्छा क्यों आई मुझे, ये भी नहीं पता. बट देन यू आर गोइंग इनटू एक्शन एंड क्रिएटिंग दैट, और मैनिफेस्टिंग दैट, और ब्रिंगिंग दैट आउट. या तो उसको तैयार करते हो, बनाते हो, सीखते हो, क्रिएट करते हो, या तो खरीद लेते हो. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एग्जैक्टली देयर? It was nothing, it became something. That's what I say, when wisdom becomes motion, God becomes creation. जैसे आप अपने इच्छा शक्ति से कार्यरत करके कुछ ना कुछ नए नए चीजें बना देते हो. You look all around the things that you have all around you. That would have been a desire in somebody, a thought in somebody's mind, a desire, a strong desire to create, and it created it. Means the unmanifested took a manifested form. And that's where I say, Ichha, Ishwar, Rachna. And that's how the manifestation will comes into action. इसीलिए जो रूकार है ना, इट इज लाइक ए कॉस्मिक ऑर्डर. और इसका मंत्र जो है, ओम रिंग रिताय नमः. रिता means the divine law that governs all the laws of creation. If you really want to experience the Rukara, there is a simple process where you just sit silently, or you can do it while standing. Why I don't suggest to do that while standing means because if you go into a trance, you might fall off. You can do that while lying down, straight, face upwards. ठीक? So when you are doing that, you are lying down on the bed and you just Rita, means the Rukar का जो मंत्र है उसको अगर chant करोगे, and what should be the order of doing that? Feeling the alignment from the head to toe. आपके सर से लेके पैर तक का एक एब्सोल्यूट बैलेंस क्रिएट कर सकता है ये. अगर आप एक ही शब्द बोलो बार बार, रिंग 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 रिंग. Now when you say that word, you will see the vibration is here, but the energy is flowing downwards. करके देखो. And then you will see how the balance is actually, it is created here, and it slowly moves from the head towards the toe, creating a balance in it. If you want to add a mantra to that, ring ritaya nama. So you are using a bija mantra, and you are using the postal address of that, and then you are also giving it away to the body. Ring ritaya nama. So now goes uska actually om. This energy, when it has the governing power to govern all the rules, if you really master this one word or one alphabet, do you know what will happen? It's like you become an advocate who knows the laws of this creation. जैसे वकील लॉ पढ़ के लॉ के बारे में जानते हैं ना, अगर आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये एक मंत्र को लेके चले, रिंग रिताय नमः, रिंग रिताय नमः, रिंग रिताय नमः, रिंग रिताय, your manifestation will happen in such a way where you come to a space where you start knowing how the laws of nature are working. Would it be good enough? It is not just good, it's beyond whatever you can think of. Now the ru becomes ru now. Now the ru is elongated. Law ban gaya, law enforcement. Got it? And that's how it becomes the elongated, the law of continuity. The eternal rhythm of cause and effect comes into play with the ru becoming elongated ru. And this ru, the elongated one, is actually the heartbeat of the cosmos. And that's the rhythm that you actually feel. It is the dharma of existence itself. इसीलिए वहां पे कौन है? ऋषि. Because they are the ones, those who know the laws, and they create beyond that. ब्रह्मा के पुत्र जो बने, जो मानस पुत्र जो सब बने, वो सब कौन बने? ऋषि, मनु, यही सब बने ना. So they now have the knowledge, they have the desire, everything. Can you see it is going one by step down? So they are the ones, those who know the creative process. And then ru, the extended ru, is also the cycle of time. Kala chakra hai wo. Because it is constantly moving in a rhythmic fashion and a rotation. इसलिए समय का चक्र कहा जाता है. It's a wheel of time. In order to move the wheel of time, I should not use this word, but to help you, I will not say like move the wheel of time towards you in your favor, but at least I can say this much, कि in order to move the wheel of time at least a little bit towards you, I'll not use the word favorism, but there is a mantra. अब नवनीत जी बोल रहे यही पहले सिखा देते थे, खाली अक्षर ही सीख लेते तो सारे मंत्र भी आ जाते थे, सारे प्रोसेसेस भी आ जाते. इतने साल बिठा के क्या कर रहे थे आप? ने इतने साल बैठने के बाद ये समझ आता है. और शायद कुछ लोगों को अभी भी समझ में ना आए, वो और कुछ पढ़ेंगे, बहुत पढ़ेंगे, उसके बाद आएगा. But in every alphabet, that's why in Tantra, the first thing that they teach you is the language of the divine. They call the God's language, which is nothing else but Sanskrit. संस्कृत के शब्द सिखाते हैं, संस्कृत की बोली सिखाते हैं, उसके बाद आपको संस्कृत की मात्रिकाएं सिखाई जाती है. Because now you know all that, how it works. सो इसका मंत्र चाहिए क्या आपको? सो टू ब्रिंग टाइम a little bit favorable towards you. A little bit is good enough, right? Okay, so let me give you the mantra. Close your eyes. Om Ring Kalachakray Namah. Because when you say that word ring, it is the universe now breathes in cycles: creation, preservation, dissolution. If you really want to know whether this alphabet works or not, I have a practical way of doing it. You can do it right now. You can close your eyes and say the same word ring in a slower version and experience if time is slowing down with the way you do it or not. Before doing that, you should feel how you are feeling, how your breath is going in and out, how things are moving all around. And now close your eyes and now say ring. Stop. Now check your heartbeat. Can you see how it brings that stillness? It slows down everything. Now, if you are doing it once and this is what it is, if you practice it, ज्यादा मत करना, फिर पता चला किसी ने समय को रोक लिया. So, the power of every alphabet. क्यों है? क्योंकि वो शक्ति है. इसीलिए उसको अक्षर कहते हैं, जिसका क्षय नहीं हो सकता. और उसे मातृका कहते हैं, जो माँ भी है और त्रिका भी. त्रिका मतलब जानते हो क्या होता है? 3 नेत्रों वाला. जिसके तीनों नेत्र हैं, वो त्रिका है. तो माँ त्रिका. Can you see Shiva and Shakti coming together to become Matrika? Then from that Trika word also come the Triloka, the Tino Loka, the Bhu, the Bhuva, the Swaha. So the mother of all these three, Ma Trika, Trikala Darshi, the one who can see all the three, past, present, and future. That comes the word Trik. So that means when you are decoding all these words, you should know that all these that we are speaking of have the seed in these matrikas, and if I know all the matrikas, I can know all of it. If you still look within yourself, all the alphabets that you have already tried, how do you feel now in your body? The body will already be light, if you can feel that. In reality, you know how you feel like? It's like a balloon. Why I say balloon? The balloon has an outline, but within there is only air filled. So light. You already feel the outer lining of your body, but within it, there is a space. Isn't it? You know what your limitations of your body are. You know what the outline of your body is. But within, हवा भर चुका है. Rather than I say it's not air, it's the space that you create within yourself, the space of knowing, and then the space of being. Okay, so whenever you want to bring stillness within you, what will you do? Now you do the Rukara in the elongated fashion. Helps with, no, I should not tell this because now people, but yeah, anxiety and all those things, whenever your heart is pounding, close your eyes, chant Rukara in an elongated form. It will bring that balance within you. Okay. It needs no specific arrangement, but yes, you should do it while sitting. Because even without your knowledge, you think like these are simple words, but when you start doing those, it has a very typical effect on your body where there are chances of you going into a trance state. ओके सो ये सारे चीजों को जैसे बताता हूं, अगर कर रहे हो तो भी वैसे करो. Not like I'm running and saying, Roo, let me see if the heartbeat is slowing down or not. So that's your intelligence, right? Then comes the ल, और यहाँ पे आता है रू रू रू. और द ल जो शब्द हम ये यूज कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे, दिस ल इज द ग्राउंडिंग ऑफ फॉर्म. हियर कॉन्शियसनेस टेक्स रूट इन मैटर. कॉन्शियसनेस था, अब जड़ बन गया. The divine becomes a tangible thing now. It would be in this way. I can say, the earth receives the touch from heaven. And that's where this sound comes as the la. A, I, U, lu, la. And then that elongated sound before it comes, this la becomes the laya. Laya and pralaya. Laya will create, pralaya will stop it. But la is a very soft word. If you say la, it does not take much of effort. La. So it is a soft way where it is becoming tangible now. And this la becomes Lalita Devi. So please close your eyes and let's chant Om Lam Lalitai Namah. And this is like the inner vibration. It is called as the secret pulse of Devi within every atom. Now, if you want to chant this word, la, you will see it actually starts from the mouth but goes into the heart. वो आपके हृदय के स्पंदन में चली जाएगी. So this inner vibration that is vibrating in every atom, if you really want to chant this as the what you say as the bija mantras, lang, lam, lam, lam. By default, you will see it has an effect and goes back and settles down in your heart. That's why it says the vibration, the heart of every atom. So that is comes the lam. And then it becomes a elongated one. Lam or lang. It becomes the completion of the cycle. Means they are still playing, coming out, going in, coming out, going in, coming out, going in. The joy of seeing form return back to the formless. Now we are saying lung, lung, lum, lum. Now you say lum, lum, lum. You will know the difference. One la, the first one is playful, the second one is meditative. When you do that, you actually come to a grounding. जब आप ज़्यादा उसे कहने लगोगे, it will settle you down because it is a homecoming. It's a return back from there to here. And actually the शब्द जो lam जो है, the elongated one, it is actually the smile of Bhairava after seeing the creation coming into existence. I won't reveal it right now how he actually smiles, because it takes another kind of sadhana altogether to understand how he smiles actually and how this word is related to his smile. So just for now, just hear this. Take. But this also create resonance. This is like the cosmic hum sound जो है ना, the sound that is current, the eternal nada that constantly moves as the lakara. And here, if you just close your eyes and listen to this, Om Lam Lalanay Namah. Om Lam Lalalay Namah. And then comes from La, it moves to A. A is a space from where the perception will come into existence. Perception is born. Awareness now turns into seeing. The inner eyes open, and then with your outer eyes, you say, I see. E is the spark of consciousness reflecting upon itself. And then this perception that is born within us, it starts showcasing something within you. For example, when you close your eyes, do you really stop seeing? Or you still see something that you cannot describe? I'm not talking about imagination. I'm not talking about creating something in your head. I say the moment you close your eyes, you still see. But what you see, you cannot define it. You can only define it as darkness. क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? बोले अंधकार दिखाई दे रहा है. अच्छा, तुम्हारी आंखें तो बंद है, फिर अंधकार दिखाई कैसे दिया? पर तुम कहते थे सारी दुनिया को तुम आंखों से देखते हो. You only say you see everything through your eyes, but when you close your eyes, you still see something. How do you see when your eyes are closed? Then who is the seer here? यहाँ कोई और है जो कहीं और बैठ के कुछ सब कुछ देख रहा है. वो कभी इन आंखों के झरोके से बाहर की जगत को देख लेता है, और जब ये झरोका बंद होता है तो अंदर की तरफ देख लेता है। लेकिन सीक्रेट यहां खत्म नहीं होता, सीक्रेट यहां शुरू होता है। इफ ही इज एबल टू सी आउटसाइड, ही इज ऑल्सो एबल टू सी इनसाइड। वेयर इज ही नाउ? इज ही इनसाइड? इज ही आउटसाइड? वेयर? Inside. Mhm. Even if you think it is inside, how is it able to see? This is the biggest illusion that we live in. Shall I give you an example? The sun is shining there up above. The reflection of the sun is shining in that pot. And now the pot thinks I have the sun with me. But the sun is also seeing outside of the pot, and the same sun is also able to see inside the pot. Where is the sun? Where are you? Can you see? It devastates everything. All these days I was thinking I am in this body and I am the body itself. जब पहले ही बोले कि बॉडी भी नहीं हो माइंड भी नहीं हो, अच्छा वही छोड़ना मुश्किल था, अब वो बोलते तुम ये हो ही नहीं, यू आर नॉट इवन हियर. Even though the sun is out there, the reflection is there, the heat is still produced. Yes or no? But it is not the sun. उसकी एक किरण है, उसकी एक छवि है. But what is the source of it? Now if you trace back the source, what would you become? Now my question is, where are you shining? In the body? Outside the body? अब मजेदार बात बताऊं. People turn around the bowl and they say the sun died. अब सूरज की किरणें उसके अंदर गिर रही थी ना, अब उन्होंने उसको पलटा दिया. अब कहते सूरज है ही नहीं. कैसे होगा? सूरज वहां था ही नहीं. Let me ask a question. Will you ever die? It's just like the body turns itself into a space where it no more shines the reflection of the divine. कितनी माया में हो देख रहे हो. And just being that ray of the sun and whatever heat is it is producing, you are saying, oh my God, what a life I have. जस्ट लाइक अब से आप ये पूछ सकते हो कि फिर जीवन कैसे बनता है. अरे वेरी सिंपल यार, देर इज नो क्वेश्चन इन दैट. जस्ट लाइक यू नो साइंस राइट, सेवेंथ क्लास सिक्स्थ क्लास में पढ़े होंगे, क्लोरोफिल होता है लिफ में. क्लोरोफिल दैट्स कॉल्ड लाइक द सनशाइन को ऑब्जॉर्ब करता है, फूड क्रिएट कर देता है. वैसे ही जो परमात्मा है जीवात्मा के अंदर प्राण के रूप में बह रहा है. इट्स द लाइफ. बट इज इट सिटिंग हियर? एंड नाउ यू हैव ए डाउट. If it is not sitting here, then where is it sitting? That's the beauty of it. It is here, there, everywhere. जैसे सूरज की किरणें फल में दिखाई नहीं देती, यू कैन नॉट सी द सन रेज इन द फ्रूट, बट विदाउट द सन रेज कुड दिस फ्रूट बी देयर? पॉसिबल नहीं था. Without the nourishment that nature provides, without that food could have grown? No. So can you see, directly or indirectly, its presence is always there. Similarly, within us, the presence is already there. विथ दिस थॉट टू पॉन्डर अपॉन, मतलब इस विचार को लेके सोचने पे मजबूर करते हुए आपको मैं जानने देना चाहता हूं. व्हाट्स योर वर्क? योर टास्क इज टू फाइंड वेयर आर यू. अब यही मुश्किल था हरि भाई की हु एम आई. अब पूछने लगे हैं कि वेयर आर यू. नहीं, क्लास बढ़ रहा है ना आपका. हाँ, तो क्लासिक एग्जाम मतलब क्लास अगर बढ़ रहा है तो क्वेश्चंस भी क्लास वाले होने चाहिए. So today, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, whatever you are doing today, just be aware from where am I doing it. And the moment you realize that you are not here and somewhere else, you are shining, and this is just the reflection of that, you will be free of so much of drama now. The very moment now I say, where are you will have a difficult time. पहले तो बड़े अच्छे से बोल, here I am. अच्छा, think again. How do you see the outer world and the inner world? Then you remember the sun. And that should become an indication of going back home, where you start your journey back towards it. Knowing that if there is a sun ray, if I trace the sun ray, I will find the sun. The rays of the sun will become the pathway. It came from it. Now this only becomes my pathway to reach it back. So from the next week, we will again start with the Ekar, Ekar, Ekagra, and we will start the session on that. So how many mantras did you learn today? How many processes you learned today? In order to know that, you have to re-listen to this session, might be. क्यों जानते हो? The last question that I asked erased all the previous memory. Because you were sitting like a beggar out there with a bowl. And I just wanted you to remember that you were not that beggar and neither that bowl. Now go back there, come back with power. Now you see how you created all these things. Then the next class will be more interesting, because ab you are not the created, you will see it from the moment of a creator. क्योंकि जब तक अम और अह तक पहुंचोगे तब डिविनिटी का काम समाप्त होगा, उसके बाद से संसार शुरू हो जाता है. अप अंटिल नाउ यू आर सिटिंग हियर लुकिंग, अच्छा शिव और शक्ति हैं, ओके. नाउ यू गो देयर एंड नाउ यू सी, अच्छा संसार है. दैट्स द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन विल टॉक ऑफ with great responsibility. Okay? So do let me know what you find. और वैसे द 15 day चैलेंज का आज कौन सा चैलेंज है? How many of you have noticed that the day you have started it, it is challenging you more? मतलब जिस दिन गुस्सा नहीं करना था उसी दिन ऐसे ऐसे सिचुएशन आए होंगे कि सबसे ज्यादा गुस्सा आया होगा आपको, है ना? नो, दैट इज डिजाइन दैट वे. And it is not about getting submerged into that. Oh, today's arrogance. Wonderful way. Oh, क्या बात है. अब तो एरोगेंस निकल ही गई होगी. अब मैंने कहा तुम यहाँ हो ही नहीं तो काहे का एरोगेंस रे भाई. द ओनली थिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू, डब्बा उल्टा कर दो. जस्ट रोट द बाउल इन विच एवरीथिंग इज शाइनिंग, जस्ट रोटेट दैट. अब एरोगेंस आएगा ही नहीं ना. बट लेट्स सी हाउ एरोगेंस टेस्ट्स यू टुडे. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर लिटरली डूइंग इट एवरी डे? अच्छा ठीक है, एक दो दिन छूट गया मानते हैं, बट कर रहे हो ना? कैसा लग रहा है? आई एक्चुअली मिस्ड टू गिव यू अ टास्क ऑन दैट डे। मैं बोला डेली प्रैक्टिस करो और उसके बाद मेंशन करना क्या हुआ तुम्हारे साथ आज। इफ यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग दोज नो, यू विल at least not in the group, for your own self you write that, and you can secretly post that to me. Then if I find it worthy, I will publish it in the group. Now goes all the drama. नहीं सुनील जी अब कोई नहीं लिखेगा, बोले इनको भरोसा नहीं, लिख के भेज तो देंगे, उसके बाद कौन सा उठा के फिर ग्रुप में डाल दे। बट वॉट एवर वे इट इज, यू आर स्टिल फीलिंग बैड, देन यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन योर एरोगेंस। था क्या आपका जो आप छिपा रहे हो? This is where the arrogance has to be brought into action, and now you practice arrogance on this day. How arrogance practice का मतलब ये नहीं कि arrogant बन जाओ, how not to be arrogant is the practice of the day. नहीं तो पता चला बाहर सब जा रहे हैं ऐसे होके, क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं, फिर ऐसे नहीं, मैं ही भगवान हूं। Today is the day to be humble, rather not to be arrogant. Okay, so practice this, but you remember, like all the things that are told, even if you are practicing one or other of it, do that and share what exactly it brought out to you. आपके लिए वो क्या बना के लेके आ रहा है, and more than that, from this day on, after learning all these things, there is one task for all of us, and that's how a disciple will slowly move into the next level of becoming the one who teaches. तो कैसे होगा? So whatever you learned, whatever you go through, what will be your message if you want to teach that to other? Then you will see, from just the learning process will also become the creating process. अब तो गियर्स चेंज करना चाहिए. So one single line. Okay, so I went through this today. This is what I want to pass on. What's your learning? It can be as simple as that. You think you are in this body. Or it can be, if you know the Matrikas, you know the secret of the creation. It can be a simple statement. It can be a simple way of expressing it. But start writing your own things. कितने दिन उधर ही बैठे रहोगे और मैं बोलता रहूंगा? कुछ तो बदले आप में, or else it's just like passing on the days and days and days and days. तो नहीं चाहिए. Now you people are capable enough. That's what I want you to become. Absolutely independent. Right? How many of you are ready for this? अब कितने अच्छे लोग हो आप, मतलब ये बोल दूंगा तो एरोगेंस आ जाएगा. आज मैं एरोगेंस नहीं करूंगा, प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूं इसलिए हाथ भी नहीं उठाऊंगा. सो अमेजिंग पीपल यू आर. चलो, with this I would like to give a break to my voice till we meet again with the ekara, and then move on to the next manifestation of all those things. May the matrikas arise within you. The matrikas arise within you in such a way that you also experience that divinity within you, and you see how the creation is actually working, and at the same time not getting diverted, deviated, or disgusted from this creation. Because when you know the play, you won't panic. So when you know the entire drama, You will not be fearful in living life in this space altogether. May that power arise within all of us. May that become the guiding force in this world and beyond, paving our path, showing our path to liberation, making us reach our homes. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi.